like that. In spite of my fine acting that he himself had taught me, I could tell that Grandpa knew that somehow or another I knew about the pike, and oh, it irked him. It was better than beating him in any old card game, which I couldn't, of course, because Grandpa had taken his favorite deck, taken out all of the hearts, and placed them in the spokes of the wheel of that pike. Well, later that afternoon, my mom and I we sat there on a big couch right in front of the fire. My mom said, "Oh, Eddie, this has just been the most wonderful Christmas." I nodded. "Yep. Yep, just like old times, Mom." My mom laughed. "Eddie, you're 12. You don't have any old times."
Just give this guy a drink, man.
Suddenly, something caught my mom's eye out the window. A huge smile spread over her face. She said, Eddie, look outside. A heavy white snow had begun to fall. Dad's snowfall. Hope. Mom and I, we just watched those beautiful white flakes just fill that sky. It was the most magnificent snowfall in memory. I turned to her and I said, "Mom, thanks for all you do. Thanks for how hard you work and changing your schedule just to be with me." She looked at me and her eyes filled with tears. She said, "You know why I do it, don't you, honey?" "Eddie, I do it because you're my greatest joy, Eddie." You are my joy.
Do you think there was a big sign that said applaud? Snow. It's not it. Trying to be close to it. Still got about 45 minutes to go. Yeah. Tell me. Here it comes. Now you got this part. And you face people out, don't you?
In New York. That was, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna need an IV bag for fluids here in a second. That was from a performance from last year, and this is the first time that I've watched it. And Simon & Schuster asked me to change the ending, make it a little happier. Originally, the ending was more true. Mom didn't come back. But that's okay. Life isn't fair sometimes. It just is. Life isn't fair. It's just worth it. I remember when I was with Don Brenner, he was our stage director. He's a Broadway guy, and he thought, when I hired him, he thought, oh, dear heavens, what am I getting myself into? A guy who was on CNN at the time is going to try to act and tell a story. And I remember the first time we read through it, he squirmed an awful lot until I got to the cornfield in Russell. And I got to the other side, and I talked about the brilliance of his light. When I finished that scene, Don looked up at me and he said, oh my gosh, where did that come from? And I said, parts of the story